Hey, ba-dum-bum-bum-ba-da-da-da. Hey, welcome to Stump the Idiot. I am the huge one, aka the idiot, Dave Coco from KocoSports.com or KocoSports.net. It takes you to the same place. It's where the world comes to kick ass, your home for combat sports, and above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. And welcome to Stump the Idiot, aka Comment Time number 2, where I'm just going to read comments and respond to them about pro wrestling or just anything in the comment section. We tried this once, it failed. We'll try it a second time. Maybe we'll succeed. If you want to be on Stump the Idiot, send us a question via Twitter at KocoSports, and me, the idiot, will answer them. And for some reason, that will save the world. That's how it works. Like, comment, subscribe! Let's begin. All right. This is from Zach Rowe. And this was from comment time. It says, I like Naito from before. I was a big fan of No Limit. I actually got to book and work with No Limit, and I got to book and work with Naito. So I'm a huge fan of Naito. I just like Okada more. This comes off the comment of a lot of people weren't Naito fans before, he went to Mexico and started Lost and all that fun stuff, and with t-shirt sales. And that might be the case. A Japanese audience, there's people that loved him, and he's one of the best wrestlers going out there today. But yeah, I don't want to call people bandwagon fans, but it's just, I don't know, because you're happy that New Japan is taking off. It's like when your music band takes off. But then you get all these people that act like experts and like, I've been there from day one, and they study Wikipedia to try to stump you and stuff, and you're just like, yeah, no. We've been talking about New Japan on radio and internet for years, and what cracks me up the most is that there's so many YouTubers that literally behind the scenes made fun of me. They're like, you fucking idiot, no one likes New Japan, and now they're covering it. So, I don't care if there's new fans, but I do find it kind of weird, like how Coach hated Ronda Rousey, but now that they both work for WWE, like, Ronda Rousey's here! Just be honest, I started WrestleAM saying how wrong I was. I don't know. We live in a world where just honesty is fucking dying. Street Dude says, if North Korea hasn't... Okay, Jesus Christ. We went off the deep end on comment time on comment number 2. All right, Street Dude, what's going down? We mostly just talk about pro wrestling. By the way, I haven't pre-read these comments. I just go right down. I just go right up the list. But let's see how it goes. Holy shit, Street Dude! If North Korea hasn't nuked the world this year, well, let's hope not. I don't know. It's we had a good run as human beings. I'll have a super problem if Shibata hasn't won that New Japan Heavyweight Championship for real. Yeah, well, hopefully he just comes back, and hopefully he's stronger than ever, and I'll be rooting for the guy. If North Korea hasn't nuked the world yet. Oh, come on, let's be more positive. We as human beings, we had a good run. I think it's time to end it. Go. I'm just, what the fuck? I hope Shibata comes back, and I hope it's one of the greatest comeback stories of all time. Luke and Stone asks, this is about, do you think Kenny Omega and the Bullet Club will break up? And I said, never! And I was foolish. And his prediction is Bullet Club kicks the Elite out within the next year. Give yourself a Barry Horowitz, Luke and Stone. You're absolutely correct. King Darkwing Duck 2100. It's from the future. He's like Spider-Man from the future. Question for Stump the Idiot. All right, what do you got, King Darkwing Duck? What would you think if TNA was ran more like an indie? So instead of taping 100 mediocre shows, focusing on doing one big quality live show a month, and just like indies, they could try to book top indie talent for some of some of those shows. Then weekly TV could be used to hype up special events and show off stories and matches from their partners, Noah, and AAA. I guess the weekly TV can be sort of like New Japan Access TV show. That's something like the NWA would do. That's something that reminds me of the Territory days. I don't know. I just think TNA has to untarnish its image. I know there's some really diehards out there that's like TNA did nothing wrong, but pro wrestling fans that are usually not drinking the TNA Kool-Aid have given up on the product. I think they have to do something different. As far as, doing more like indie events and showing Noah at AAA. I'm okay with that. I don't think TNA fans would be okay with that, and I don't know if there would be interest in it. I think that's how what you're describing is what the NWA should be. What TNA is doing, I just think they have to fix something. They have to fix something, and hopefully they rebound. I mean, because like they're, I don't even want it to rebound for me. I've washed my hands of it. My ex-wife and TNA have something in common. I want you to be happy. I just don't want to be a part of it, and I can't forgive you for what you've done. There you go. TNA is like my ex-wife. Uh, I don't know. I mean, if TNA makes you happy, then cool. But I don't know. But yeah, what you're describing is the territory days, and I think that's what NWA should do. TNA, they just got to fix their shit. They got to come up with something. They got to do some damage control. And who knows? Marvel at one time was going bankrupt and turned it around. Apple was going bankrupt and turned it around. Even WWE had its back against the wall and turned it around. I'd love to see TNA slash Impact slash Global Force slash Owls Are Us. I'd love to see that company turn it around. I just don't know if I can be there for it. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll get past it, but, to me, this is what TNA is. A bunch of TNA fans will say it's awesome. I'll fall for it. I'll watch it. I'll be like, it's not as bad as I remember. And then, like, a month later, I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm out. And then, like, if you critique something like, hey, that storyline's horrible, then TNA fans are like, how could you? You're a WWE fanboy. And I'm like, we actually reviewed more TNA shows probably than any channel ever, and we actually haven't reviewed a TNA show in 2 years. So, yeah, yeah, yeah. I just go be happy, TNA. I want you to succeed. I don't know if I'm going to be there for it anymore. But yeah, uh, yeah. What you described is Territory Days and NWA Day. So, King Darkwing Duck of the future. I hope that I answered your question. The 1776er, aka the greatest cover artist ever because he made the cover of Operation Freak Show by the book down in a doobly-doo. And he'll probably be my cover guy forever until he quits. I'll be like, hey, dude, can you make me a cover? And he'll be like, yeah. And as soon as he says no, I'll be like, no, Mr. 1776er, how could you do it? So not only when you buy the book, you're supporting so much of the internet infantry. Buy my book, please, I beg of you. Worst pitch man in the world. Alright, the 17-6er, this is about DC. The question was, do you see WCW like New Japan, or is New Japan, I don't know. It was about comparing WCW to New Japan. He says, no, New Japan wrestling is really good. I agree. WCW, not so much. WCW had its ups and downs. Just like TNA, WCW had some really great moments. I actually grew up a WCW fan, so I remember the good times. Was there bad times? Yes, there was. But there was also a lot of great times. But also, too, I connect WCW to NWA, so I don't know exactly. In my head, in my memory, when I hear WCW, I also tag on to NWA, so I don't know exactly when WCW turned into WCW. Oh, I don't know. I should be a historian. We'll ask Wrestling Ranted. Wrestling Ranted, if you're watching the comment section show, hopefully you are. You're probably not. You're awesome now. we're not so much. But if you're watching it, when did WCW officially become NWA? Whatever. When did NWA officially become WCW? Either way, I have good memories of it. Zach Rowe asks, this is about the WCW comparing. Zach Rowe says, I think. Dude, I can't talk today. Let's regroup. These are all big questions about comparing WCW to New Japan or New Japan to WCW. Zach Rose says, I kind of think ECW would be a better comparison. If you take away the obvious difference such as wrestling styles, production quality, and their budget, modern New Japan and ECW have a lot in common when you think of what New Japan means to wrestling and to wrestling fans in 2018 and what ECW meant in the 90s. That's a good point. They both represent a true alternative to WWE. Check. And are trendsetters. Check. Yeah, check. Within their respective eras, always doing something to set themselves apart. Yeah, and Some companies can learn from that. In the 90s, ECW was doing hardcore wrestling and explicit storylines long before WWE copied it with the Attitude Era. Agree. New Japan is currently setting the standard of professional wrestling and quality of what great in-ring production is and how to tell a great story with long-term booking. Another similarity is that WWE likes to rip off New Japan as well with the Baylor Club and bringing in good talent and doing nothing with them. They did it with Taz and they're doing it with Nakamura. Well, this was before Nakamura won the thing, but yeah, I agree. It's just, yeah, WWE protects its product to the WWE protects its product so much that it destroys its product. WWE is like that parent that's like, I know John Cena's not the greatest, but he's my little boy and we gotta protect him. And while you're protecting your little boy, the world is crumbling and he's becoming a big puss bag. So, back in the 90s, ECW was a promotion where many wrestlers would go to reinvent and elevate themselves as performers and getting a second chance at being able to show that what they can do if given the right opportunity, including guys like Raven, Just Incredible, Jerry Lane, Al Snow, Brian Pillman, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Modern examples with New Japan would have been guys like AJ Styles, Kenny Omega, Luke Gallows, Juice Robinson, Michael Elgin, and Trent Beretta. Dude, I'm giving you a thumbs up. This is like the greatest fucking comment ever. It moves on. Many wrestlers who were more or less unknowns in the U.S. and in the mainstream media, made their names in ECW and New Japan and went on to big stars in larger promotions. For example, at ECW you had the Dudleys, Rhino, Raven, Taz, Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, Eddie Guerrero, and Rey Mysterio, just to name a few. And the New Japan guys like Prince Devitt, Carl Anderson, Shinsuke Nakamura, AJ Styles, and recent WWE signees, War Machine, and Ricochet. I'm giving you a thumbs up. I agree. This is a good. Zach Rowe, give yourself a Barry Horowitz. George Martell asks from, we need something as big as New Japan in the States. I agree, but hopefully New Japan is coming to the States. That's the only WWE will be back to being on point. Yeah. WWE only is good when they have legit competition. I agree with that. While the matches are good, the talent roster is amazing, the booking writing is horrendous most of the time. I hope you're talking about WWE. But yeah, give yourself a Barry Horowitz. Giving you a thumbs up, George Martell. Show date. When's the show date? SGPW. This is about, do you think New Japan would have female wrestling again? I kind of, on the Stump the Idiots, I kind of thought that was my worst show. I was a little cranky. I don't know. I wasn't happy with my performance. I wasn't satisfied with my performance on that video. But moving on. Like, I wish I worded stuff differently. But when you just wing it like I do, sometimes you're going to have bad shows, or all of them are going to be bad. We'll find out. Show date asks, SGPW is better than Stardom, as it is pure J, the former JWP. Wave is very good too. Not saying Stardom is shit, just overrated due to ease of access, I think. And as draw power, Stardom is just as big. And all other Yoshi, Shinkaba, and Kirkin is Tokyo, and the smaller places in other cities. Stardom does not draw more than other Yoshi promotions overall. Yeah, I don't know. They just got a good reputation. This is why I asked the question I did. All right, let's find out. A while back now, and Rossi is the Ricochet promoter in Japan, the owner of Stardom, not including DDT, Dragon Gate, New Japan, because they're owned by huge companies, not just promoter. And there's some typos here, so I'm going to try to make the best of this. Live draw is only fair way to judge. All right, Joshi is now versus the Golden Age, 85 through 96. It's no TV deal for any wrestling promotion in Japan. Will give us a time slot with get ratings close to the heyday of Crush Gals. Well, nothing will get that high anymore. Now a 5.0 in Japan is okay for primetime show. Noah lost its TV deal 2005 for having a weekly rating of average for 2 month span of 5.5. That is around 6 million weekly viewers based on how Japanese TV rating system works. While the Crush Gals weekly were getting a minute. Well, back in the day, I just want to cut you off right now because there's a lot of typos, brother. I love you. Yeah, Japan wrestling was huge back in the day. Everyone fucking watched it. And even today, when like people are like, yeah, you're really into pro wrestling, they'll just start mentioning stuff that happened in the 80s and 90s. Hopefully it makes a comeback. I see all your points, show date. I'm just a fan of Stardom, and I think Stardom's the best. Now, is there other Yoshi feds out there? Yeah. Am I an expert? No, but for the little bit of an idiot that I know, I'm like, oh, I'll go to Stardom. Yeah, so, but I live in the heart of it. So I think in 2018, once I unfucked my life, okay, in 2019, in 2020, when I unfucked my life, I'm gonna go to more Yoshi events. There you go. All right, Joe Day. Appreciate all the info. Zach Rowe, same video about the female wrestlers in New Japan. I could see another women's match, possibly with Women of Honor, but I think if they were to work with another company, it would be with Seedling because ROH already has a partnership with them. I also doubt that they'll ever get a women's division just because it doesn't seem to be the done thing in Japan. The only other promotion in Japan I could think of that had a women's division was WNC. I like Yoshi Promotion, Stardom, and Ice Ribbon. Yeah, but I think it's better that when women's promotions are separate from men's because they get more opportunities to be treated as top talent and be the main attractions of just being in the mid card. For example, look at the Japan women. And I agree with this a little bit, but I think you should have a working agreement with Stardom or a top Yoshi promotion. And I think New Japan should do its own thing, and I agree with everything you're saying. I just think the women should be able to be on the 1-4 Dome show. I think there should be a title match at Wrestle Kingdom for the women. Moving on back to the comment here. Look at all Japan's women's. They were major promotion that filled arenas. They had too many great wrestlers to even name, and imagine they would trapped under the thumb of a giant Baba or Antonioki back in the day. They would have still had great matches, but they would have been put on the same level as guys like Masawa or Hashimoto, and think a lot of them probably would never have even become wrestlers. Could you imagine if AJW never existed and the women never had a promotion of their own? Someone like Toyota or Kyoko might have never become the big stars they did or even wrestled. All right. I also doubt that women's wrestling in Japan would have been able to progress to what we have today, where promotions like Stardom, Ice Ribbon, and Wave are successful with promoting women as their main attraction and are taken seriously. If it weren't for the segregation that women's wrestlers have always had in Japan, these promotions probably wouldn't exist. And when you think about how many female wrestlers that are all Japan's women's inspired because they did it on their own, has shown them that women's wrestling are capable of achieving. Yeah, I agree with that. Giving you a thumbs up. Good job, brother. Man, this is the king of long comments. Appreciate it, guys. Zach Rose says, I enjoy Stumped Idiot. You should be doing them. I like the topics that get brought up. All right, cool deal. Yeah, I have to start doing it. I just have to get motivated. I do a lot of shit. I write, I work out, I teach, play a lot of NHL. But the thing is, I got to start focusing on being a nerd and doing more because, I can just get depressed, and depression, is straight up a full-time job. For real. I wish I could just snap my fingers and not be depressed. I just get depressed. So, yeah, if there's no show, last week there was no Stump the Idiots. I literally had the time. I had the questions. I just decided to lay in bed and play Tuma Tuma on my phone. So I just have to beat depression, and then I'll do more Stump the Idiots. 2018, the year of the nerd. Dave, stop being an asshole and play Tuma Tuma. All right, working on it. Why is it embarrassing to be a teacher in Japan? You're shaping minds in the future. I am not embarrassed to being a teacher. I used to not mention it. I used to, because I'm a novelist and I own it. It's technical, difficult after the divorce, but I owned businesses, I guess would be factual. I owned businesses, and yeah, I don't know. I love being a teacher, but even I was a bit embarrassed to being a teacher. I'd be like, oh, I'm a novelist. But now I say daytime I'm a teacher, at nighttime I'm a novelist, and I do a lot of nerdy stuff. That's pretty much accurate of my job description now. But Japan, it's embarrassing because the pay is crazy low. And there's a reputation that, oh, well, if you're a teacher, you couldn't get a real job in Japan, especially if you're white or a gaijin or a foreigner. And it kind of pisses me off because gaijins carry that. I'll be at work and I'll pull someone aside. I'm Captain America. I don't know. I take pride in teaching. I love teaching. I don't have to teach. I can get another job. It's just I actually really love teaching. I think it's the greatest job in the world. You curse! God damn it. I hate when I get that comment. If you want to fucking ruffle my feathers, Just be like, I can't believe you're a teacher and curse on YouTube. It ruffles my feathers every time. It's like, come on, bro. Come on. You don't think your teachers curse? You don't think, yeah, I don't know. We live in a politically correct world where, like, oh, we're going to pay you poverty wages, but if you could, on your free time, not say naughty words. PC culture. Live in poverty, but be perfect. Got it. I'm on top of it. But yeah, it's why teachers. That's why it's embarrassing being teachers. The pay is crazy low, and just people assume that you couldn't get another job. And like even when I tell them, like, oh no, I used to own a marketing company. Oh no, I used to work for big corporations. I choose to be a teacher. I love being a teacher. The Japanese people don't understand. They're like, why? Why do you do that? But I actually think being a teacher is the greatest job in the world. Some days it's horrible. It's your coworkers that decide, not the students. Your coworkers decide if it's a good job or not. If you have a bunch of good coworkers, it's the greatest job in the world. But if you have like shitty coworkers, then it's just horrible. But right now, I got a bunch of awesome coworkers. I love being a teacher, but yeah, it's embarrassing because there's a thing of A, that you don't get paid at all, and B, it's just like, oh, well, you're a foreigner. That's the only job you could get. And you're like, no, I actually could get tons of jobs. I like doing this. So, I mean, I've seen, and this is very popular, I've seen foreigners study Japanese for 8+ years to become native, get a job that isn't teaching, get paid way less, and brag about it. Be like, yeah, I get paid less than you, but I'm not a teacher. You're like, well, congratulations, fucking retard. But yeah, I actually think teaching's awesome. But yeah, if you come to Japan and become a teacher, just know people judge you. They're like, oh, you could have get something else? Like, no, I could have, you know. And that's like even in Japan, they're like, if I say I'm a novelist or I say, hey, I own my own company, they'll ask, be like, why do you still teach? Like, even when I was wealthy, even my ex-wife used to be like that. When I ran a company, I was like, I kind of want to teach. I like teaching, and I didn't need the money at the time. My ex-wife, don't do it. It's embarrassing. Like, oh, okay, whatever. Uh, George Martell says, KocoSports! Hi! But he misspelled KocoSports. Love you, George. Hopefully me and George Martell could do nerdy shit in the future. We just have to unfuck this site. KocoSports.net. Go there now. We're unfucking it slowly but surely. Trevor Stevens says, Spud is the new authority figure for 2005. Spud is the new authority figure for 205. Give yourself a Barry Horowitz. You got that right, Trevor Stevens. And he did that before. I don't know. Zachary Zihalo. I totally fucked up your name, but you're old school internet infantry, so much love, brother. Royal Rumble, nice predictions. Thank you. I don't even remember what predictions were, but I'm pretty sure they were wrong. Here's mine. I do it from my point of view. All right. We're gonna skip. Let's see who we thought was gonna win. The Women's Rumble. I would have Asuka win it. WWE would have Stephanie, Nikki Bella, or Ronda Rousey. All right, so you gave yourself Barry Horowitz. Men's Rumble. I said Nakamura. You know what? Bam! Japan won. Zach, I don't know how you did for the rest of your predictions because, you know, it'd be kind of silly to read a prediction list of an event that happened a week ago. But give yourself a Barry Horowitz. Zachary Zilho, you were right. I don't know if I was right. I don't even remember my predictions. Woohoo! Concussions, kids. I don't remember what the first question was. Like, someone would come up to me and watch this podcast, especially when it was more popular, and they'd be like, remember when you said that? I'm like, dude, I can't even remember last week, bro. No, I can't even remember what I had for lunch. Trevor Stevens asked, but all Japan women in the early 90s killed it. That's about Japanese women wrestling. I agree. OJ McClanahan. This is about thoughts on Tony Storm. He says, would love for Tony Storm to sign with ROH, but I hope she stays far, far, far away from that Lucha Underground nonsense. A part of me died. I love Lucha Underground, but if you don't like it, it's cool. That shit is horrendous. It's not pro wrestling. It's a fictional action-adventure show that happens to have wrestling as the backdrop. I am a huge Lucha Underground fan, and I agree. I always say Lucha Underground. I think New Japan is the best pro wrestling company. I think Lucha Underground's the best sports entertainment company. So even though you're cutting me deep, OJ, you're cutting me deep. There's a joke in there somewhere. You're cutting me deep, OJ. I have to agree with you. There's nothing sport about it. They killed off characters for fuck's sake. Yeah, I was a little shocked by that. And that gender garbage. It contrives horse shit, and I really hope that the show goes belly up eventually. I don't know. I don't want to see anything go belly up. I love Lucha Underground, but I also know it's not. It's sports entertainment. It's sports entertainment done right. Um, but I don't want to see it to go belly up. I actually love it a lot. I think it makes pro wrestling look like a fucking joke. That's past, bro. You let it go, let it go. Like if you like Ring of Honor, New Japan, they go for it. I'm not gonna knock you. But if you're like, oh, wrestling's a joke, you haven't talked to a local indie wrestler. You haven't seen some. It's yeah. Pro wrestling is a fucking joke, and there's companies trying to save it, and there's also different versions of it. I think Lucha Underground isn't trying to kill off pro wrestling. I just think it's trying to make sports entertainment enjoyable. Nobody that takes their craft as a pro wrestler serious should ever work there. I don't know. I don't know. They still have great matches, especially lucha style. I disagree with that. Hope she goes to ROH or WWE where she can be a successful pro wrestler, not a contrived fictional character on a TV show. All right. I see your point. I just don't 100% agree with it. Yeah. More Joker than Batman. Is a credit card the only option? Could you? Oh, this is about how to order New Japan. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do because I did a video a long time ago how to order New Japan, and I just get tons of questions. I'm gonna send this to Boom Boom because I'll be like, I don't know. Boom Boom knows a lot more than me. I'm dumb. This is a Boom Boom question. Dear Boom Boom, answer this. All right. Google screwed up YouTube. Right or wrong? Loco still delivers the best damn sports takes on all the interwebs. You're wrong. And it's spelled KOCO. I hate it too. It's spelled check. Google screwed up YouTube. Appreciate the comment, man. Give yourself a Barry Horowitz. Hopefully we'll have. I have fun doing this, and I'd love to rebuild it and be bigger than it used to be. But I don't know if we'll get there. But I appreciate the compliment, brother. New movement games. Hey, Ass Clown Martel here. I'm waiting. LOL. Oh, you got a Let's Play channel? I'm going to be so pissed if you have more views than Coco Plays. Man, my Let's Play channel is fucking the most pathetic thing ever. Alright, you don't yet. But holy shit, you got like graphics and shit? What the fuck is going on over here? I'm going to say, everyone go to New Movement Games and see what the fuck is up. I'm gonna see what the fuck's up later. He's all stream. But he's got all short videos, though. That's my problem. I play NHL, and that shit goes for like fucking 90 years. I'm gonna have to fix like Coco Plays. Go to Coco Plays, like, comment, subscribe, and go to New Movement Games and say, hey, fucking Coco Plays rules, bitch. Nah, love you, George Martel. All right, I got some George Martel Let's Play action to watch after this. Franielli, supporting the Internet Infantry shirt. You can buy your Internet Infantry shirt at KocoSports.net. Also, dude, we're probably gonna fucking fix the t-shirt shop soon. Yeah, we used to make a lot of money on t-shirts, but then we gave up on life. Hopefully we can rebuild. Alright. You want your question answered? Send them to Dave. The answer will always be the opposite of what Dave says. Absolutely true. Matter of fact, you're getting a fucking heart and a thumbs up. I'm an idiot. Using Booker T logic, huh? Ole Seme. Ole responds. Yagami says Ibushi wins New Japan Cup 2018. Maybe? Yeah, I say yes. All right, there you go. And Ole Seme Ole says, I'm telling you guys, that NXT TakeOver main event made 4 stars. All right. Johnny's the greatest babyface in WWE now. Alamos is top tier Rudo and a great champion. And it's the perfect way to introduce LeRae and Vega to the general public. You know what? Give yourself some Barry Horowitz. I was completely wrong about that main event. I was like, this main event sucks. I'm fucking and then they just hit it home run after the park. And I was like, I'm wrong. That's what I want. Listen, dear media, from small YouTubers to small bloggers to CNN to Sports Illustrated to Coach on WWE. This is what I want. If you're wrong, just fucking own it. We live in a society now where no one owns that they're wrong. I'm wrong. I'm an idiot. Now, I'd love to see that, like on Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, BBC, like just a reporter start off a show, be like, yeah, listen, I'm kind of an idiot. I got that one wrong. I don't know. Maybe if you were honest, you'd build more trust and we wouldn't have to fucking search for news in a garbage can. I don't know where I was going with that. I started that sentence off strong and ended it horribly, just like this show. Jack Evans! I wonder if it's the real Jack Evans. I want to live in a world where it's the real Jack Evans. That's another pro wrestler that once worked for me. Jack Evans says, I'd take a wild stab in the dark that it's most likely last season for Jack Evans. Well, Jack Evans, if Jack Evans knows, this is about do you think Worldwide is going to break up, or Worldwide Underground is going to break up? I'd take a stab in the dark that it's most likely the last season for Jack Evans, so yes. All right. Well, that's coming from Jack Evans, so that's hashtag fact. All right. There you go. Like, comment, subscribe, and buy my book. Check out KocoSports.net. If you want to be part of Stump the Idiot, tweet me at KocoSports. What else am I supposed to plug? There's KocoSports.net, rebuilding it. It's going to be awesome. Go check it out. Looks kind of sexy. We're working on it. There's my book, Operation Freak Show, which is about a bunch of luchadors killing pedophiles. And more books coming out soon. Dear publisher, please, just I want more books out, man. I want to be an author. Help me. Help me help you. Third thing I gotta plug, Coco Plays, where I play NHL and other games. I really want to become a better Let's Player. I'm not gonna lie to you, Internet Infantry. I'm really shitting the bed on this fucking Coco Plays thing. I'm pretty much shitting the bed on life in general. But you know what? We gotta focus. Gotta move forward. Like, comment, subscribe. What else? Was there something else I gotta plug? Probably. There's probably like 800 things I have to plug. But I think that's it, folks. Yep, at KocoSports, hashtag Stump the Idiot. I don't really pay attention to hashtags, so most important is at KocoSports. Follow me on Instagram, Dave Coco. I don't know why you would follow me on Instagram. I take pictures of Japan every now and then. Did I say like, comment, subscribe? I think I did. And with that, I am over. Bum, 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 bum.